Hi guys, okay, I'm just doing a quick Facebook Live because Jason and I are talking about being a contributing part of society. And okay, so we've got this little guy, right? And we're like, how is this, can you guys hear me? We're constantly talking about how he can like contribute, right? And be 100% responsible part of the family. I can't. Oh, yeah. Can't turn the TV down. So I said to Jason, I'm like, I'm going to do a Facebook Live on this really quick, and I'm going to call you in on it. Okay, so let me just give you an example. Let's say you were staying at somebody's house long term. Our house is still a wild, hot mess. You're staying at somebody's house, and you're staying there long term, okay? And each and every night, the family made dinner. Here is like lesson 101. Offer to help. Like, hey, could I set the table? Hey, do you need any help, like, washing the spinach? Is there anything I could do? Want me to put some napkins on the table? Like, right? That's why I teach our 4-year-old that. So I'm always like, Og, do you think you could grab some forks? Og, what do you think? Could you grab your own plate and set the table and put it on a placemat? So I'm just saying, you guys, like, my goodness, if we're teaching our 4-year-olds this, if you guys ever go somewhere and they're having dinner, offer to help. I sometimes think these are the most obvious things, you guys. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, people are over at our house all the time. I'm like, how does that happen? How does it happen? Like, what is going on here? Okay, so this is what my and Jason's conversation right now is like. How do we yes, Elizabeth, right? Like, how do we continue to raise our children, but then have an awareness ourselves? Like, just a simple like, hey, is there anything that I can do, right? Contribute to the society or be 100. Okay, then clear your plate, right? So here's another thing with Augie. We're constant, like tonight, he's like, I can't remember. He'll say, he's practicing, Mom, may I please be excused from the table, which is great. And then he wanted to go somewhere, play with his Legos or something like that. So I'm like, sure can, pal, just be sure to clear your plate. He knows to clear his plate and his napkin and his fork and his spoon and his glass. And then he's free, right? Help clean up. Okay, so then wrapping this up, Jason, are you gonna come over here? You gotta come over here and tell the story because it's really funny. So Jason's like, I'm saying this tonight, and then Jason's like, I went and got my hair cut today. Okay, so this is really funny. So Jason went and got his hair cut today. I go, oh, how was it? He's like, oh, good. Guy's been in business 30 years. It was good.
Yep, funny, ha.
He goes, and then listen to this.
So we were wrapping up the haircut and good conversation, and in walks a mom holding a little dog, and smaller than that. And then a son. And before I got into the hair salon chair.
How old was the son?
10 plus. So old enough. And I had taken off my hat. I put my phone in my hat. And then I put my sweatshirt over my hat. And this little love seat right across where the chair was, where I got my hair cut. And I'm sitting there. And I noticed that the young boy is very close to my...
Way to go, Taylor.
What?
Our 2-year-old sets the table.
Wow. Augie needs lessons. So then I noticed this boy was sitting close to my stuff, and then I finished my haircut, and I turned around, and he was sitting on my stuff. Mom sitting next to that with the little dog. I'm like,
the mom doesn't say anything.
You have to know that you're sitting on a hat. You have to know you're sitting on a phone, I would think. And then to add to it, I went to grab my stuff, and the little dog comes after me.
That little dog came after me, and he's like, what'd you say about him smushing your hat? That kid smushes my hat. Oh,
it was
personal
interesting.
Awareness, though. So this is the thing, too, right? So it's like we have to teach our children, and we as adults have to be present enough to continue to teach our children. Does that make sense? Like, you might be sitting on somebody's stuff. Did you see somebody's stuff there? Maybe we could sit next to it, or maybe we could move it. Or maybe we could politely ask somebody, like, do you mind if we move your stuff, right? It's just like awareness. That was my word of the year for 2019 was awareness, right? Jason always pick a word of the year. Right. Okay, I was like, can we just become a little bit more aware? Okay, that was it. Set the table, offer to help. Don't sit on people's hats. Good night, you guys.
Yeah, don't mess with people's hats.